This is the outline of our presentation. The topic is cancer patients using Facebook to communicate. There are two methods. One is empirical research using qualitative analysis. One is theoretical research using interpretivism. For the data collection process, the researcher used Facebook search engine of Facebook pages and coding. The finding of this research is that Facebook can help patients communicate with each other. However, there are still some limitations, such as timescale, region, gender, and age. This is the bibliography of the article. The researcher is all females, PhD, MD. The research area of this article is examining how cancer caregivers use Facebook for cancer-related communication. This article has a general research question and then breaks down into specific topics. The key research question is, do Facebook pages offer a platform for cancer caregivers to share their cancer-related experience, promote advocacy and awareness, and mobilize social support?
In this section, I will be talking about the methods used in this research. We concluded that qualitative content analysis was the method used in answering the question, how do cancer caregivers use personal Facebook pages for cancer-related communication? This is because the authors explore cancer support Facebook pages to further analyze previous research that proved that Americans are increasingly using social media for health-related communication, one of them being cancer. One might confuse this as a quantitative content analysis, as they analyze 12-month worth of data, but the research itself is more focused on the content of data, specifically on what kinds of conversations emerge from the Facebook groups. Additionally, it also starts off with a general research question, then expands to specific topics, which are essentially subtopics, to further analyze the arguments. As we see on the slide, we can analyze how each point is an answer to the research question. In this section, I will be talking about the theoretical method used in this study is interpretivism. We know this because it recognizes a different group context within social media. In this specific research, they focus on a specific platform, which is Facebook. Going further, they also tackle pages in Facebook, in which cancer-based conversation is happening. Additionally, they carefully analyzed how interactions within these Facebook pages happen, dividing them into observed themes as mentioned last slide. With all this information, we can also go on and say that the authors recognize that the context is important, which is why they mention their study to be focused on Facebook pages and the cancer support platform. They do this while also following a strict time frame, which will be mentioned in the next slide. All in all, one can also deduce that the study may not be the same when analyzing other platforms, as other interactions may happen there, which is a core belief of interpretivists. For example, if they were confident that this would apply to other platforms as well, it would be smarter to apply this specific Facebook research onto all of social media as it covers more platforms. However, in this case, they know that this is not the case. Theoretical method used in this. For the data collection process, the authors study pediatric cancer patients' Facebook pages, which consist of mostly parents of the children. This includes their success stories, fundraising, or just to raise awareness. However, the study can also be applied to other platforms by the use of coding programs that can analyze keyword trends. In this case, one of the keywords was fundraising, to find out how many people support fundraising or are asking for fundraising. But another thing we can learn about this research is that the same procedure can apply to other Facebook pages of your interest, or you can even extend onto other platforms that people used such as Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, etc., as other effective content analysis tools. It is important to do so as trends can change and we may notice a change in how people interact with each platform. However, we should be able to notice a closely similar trend if replicated. For the data collection process, the authors study pediatric.
After the relevant Facebook pages were extracted, a content analysis was conducted which allowed the codes, themes, and patterns to emerge from the data. Two coders, the first and third authors of this scholarly article, would independently free code each of the data files, allowing codes to emerge from the data. And then they would meet to discuss the codes and themes at peer debriefing meetings. At these meetings, they found that there were 6 themes. So the first one was documenting the cancer journey, where parents would provide cancer-related updates and celebrate the milestones of their children that were suffering from pediatric cancer. The second theme was sharing emotional strain associated with caregiving, in which parents shared frustrations and anxieties that came with caring for a seriously ill child. There was also a theme of promoting awareness and advocacy about pediatric cancer, in which parents used Facebook to promote awareness about pediatric cancer. And there was also a theme of fundraising, where Facebook pages were used to raise funds for the families experiencing pediatric cancer. There was also a theme of mobilizing support, in which parents used Facebook to mobilize not only financial support, as with fundraising, but also emotional, informational, and logistical support. And there was also a theme of expressing gratitude for support.
(2012) to May 2013, and there approximate 15,000 unique posts and comments from Facebook. The research have done well, because the author used both quantitative and qualitative method to prove the topic, but it has some limitation in this research. The first limitation is this time scale. The research shows the time scale from May 2012 to May 2013, which means the time period is too short to come out the correct result. When the readers read it, they may not believe the result is true or is wrong. The research should extend their timescales so that the results from article are more reliable. The second limitation is the region. The whole article just mentioned the information comes from the Facebook users, but the article didn't mention where those Facebook user comes from. The different regions, such as the countries and the cities, will have different feedback. So making region specific is important to this research. Moreover, the research didn't mention the gender, so people may not believe the result when they read article. And the third limitation is the age. The author just mentioned the childhood and the parent of child. However, the author didn't tell us how old are these kids, so presenting their age in this research is necessary. The method for article